Have you done other podcast interview type stuff
No,
before?
man, you're my first.
Yeah, buddy. All
Let's
right.
go. Okay. Yeah, I'll do your intro. Look, grade my intro, okay? How's it going, everyone? My name is Primacon. Thank you so much for stopping by. Today, I'm with Relyea. How did I do, Relyea?
That's pretty good, but it's more of a, I don't know if you did the hand gesture too, because I can't see you, but it's more of a,
Oh,
hey, how are you doing today? My name is Relyea, and thank you so much for stopping by. Today, we are going to be doing an interview and
so
talking about
much
Hollow
better.
Knight and Hollow Knight Silksong.
So much better. Oh my god, so much better. I just did a clap.
You're right there, though. You're right there.
Nice. Okay, so, well, we gotta talk about Silksong. Community is starving, so Silksong podcast is exactly what we need right now.
I know. We gotta have something.
Yeah.
Even if it's over nothing. That's kind of where we're at right now. We could talk about nothing and it would be great.
Well, February is all over, so the holy month in the community came by and left. We got one message from Leth, Valentine's Day update.
Yeah, it's sad. Fair to be it. I don't know. I did have hope for February, fairly high hopes, but this was kind of also to be expected. I don't know. I had kind of several dates along the way picked out for this year to fall back on, but already it feels like, oh man, are we even gonna get Silksong this year?
It is bittersweet though. I am so happy that they do realize how much the community looks forward to February, so they did say something, unlike previous years. That is actually really nice of them. But man,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, for the first time in a long time I was genuinely shocked that we didn't get it. I was so sure we were gonna get something like substantial.
Yeah, a trailer, an actual update, something like that.
Yeah, blog post maybe, I don't know.
It's time. We're well overdue. In fact, back in the day, I remember where Leth had to redo the entire website, and he was saying he hopes that Team Cherry was going to make more blog posts because it was a lot of work to redo the entire website.
Right, because their website kept going down. Because people
We
kept
crashed
crashing
it
the
at one
server.
point.
Yeah,
Were you around on Discord back in the day?
I
remember,
was. Yeah.
Yeah, we even got a bunch of the content creators. I DM'd like Fireborn and Mossbag and a couple of other people, CC, and we're like, hey, go into the Discord chat for Hollow Knight and let's get people really hyped up. So everybody was just hitting refresh on the page all at the same time, and it went down. It was hilarious.
Took the whole website down. That's the power of Silksong, fans.
Yeah, it was like a manual DDoS attack.
My community wants me to sacrifice you now because I told them I'm making a video with you, and they're like, "Cool, can you sacrifice him?" Because Mossback didn't work. maybe
Yeah, I
Relyea
was thinking that maybe instead of sacrifice, maybe we should do something different. Maybe we should all do, what is it called?
like a ritual.
No, where you don't eat. What-
Fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gods love fasting, right?
I know. Should do Silksong
let's-
fast.
Yeah, let's try that instead. Let's try fasting.
We're already fasting for Silksong
I-
updates. So.
Yeah, pretty much a sacrificing fast. No sacrificing.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't even because, it's February though. My main reason for my hype for February was because they had a release window at one point, like a genuine
Right?
release window. Yeah, and it's been 8 months since, so I was like, there's no way it doesn't get announced in February 2024. There's no way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a very long time because in my mind that means that they were trying to land the plane, so to speak. So
Yeah.
they had a runway that they were shooting for, and to be that means that I at that point they're probably not adding more and more and more content. They're probably trying to polish and finish and make sure it's all good to go. But yeah, I wonder how that's all going.
I thought about that because I also thought they were done with adding content if they were about to polish, but I don't know, maybe William came up with another idea. Who knows? With these guys, they love adding content to their game.
Yeah, exactly. So it sounds like Team Cherry's the type to just be like, oh, what if we this, what if we that, or add more and more stuff rather than land the plane. And I don't know. Maybe I'm totally speculating and guessing until we hear from them. Because you know that once the game releases and they break their silence, they're probably they're gonna get asked all these questions of like, dude, what happened? Like, now's your chance to talk. Like let us know. And so those interviews are going to be great. Either I wonder if they'll even do the interviews because they know that they're going to get those types of questions. I don't know why I'm counting because I don't have a number 2.
Everyone will ask them. Yeah. No, I feel like that'll be the top question on every media outlet, every game journalist's mind is like, what happened? Why the radio silence?
Yeah.
Those questions will be tough to dodge.
Yeah, because they've explained why radio silence, or at least I heard from Leth. He was talking about how Team Cherry wants to create, and they don't want to take time away from creating to make the updates, because making the updates takes time, right? It takes time to create a trailer. It takes time, whatever.
Absolutely.
But I don't know. I feel like it's a little bit of a cop-out for how long it's been since the last update. It's like,
Yeah, you can only use that so long, you know? Like, at what point do you go, okay, maybe we should update?
Yeah. So, it is what it is. It's fine. They're allowed to do the communication the way they want to do the communication. It's not fun on our end, but...
One thing, though, is the moment Let's said they're still working on the game, I was like, okay, we're not getting anything.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
Because if we were, there was no reason to make that post or that message. So I was like, okay, I guess I can lie down in peace.
Yeah, you nailed it. Yeah, I didn't even really cover the news this time, just because I was a little bit busy, but still, it's just like, okay, yeah, that's the no news.
Yeah, I was like, oh, nothing's happening for the Direct or the 24th. Speaking of the Direct, by the way, because Plet did say next update will be from Team Cherry. I wonder if we're just looking in the wrong direction now at all these Xbox showcases and Nintendo Directs. What do you think?
Yeah, I can, yeah. So my thought is that because it will come directly from Team Cherry, I'm thinking that it'll come directly from Team Cherry in an official capacity. Not necessarily that it'll come in the form of a blog post or a tweet or a release date trailer directly on YouTube. I think that that has the ability to include a Nintendo Direct or include an Xbox showcase or something like that. Because then it's still information from Team Cherry. If they, like, let's say they do a release date trailer on a what comes in June? Summer Games Fest. Well, Summer Games Fest is
Summer
a thing,
Games Fest. Yeah.
So that's a thing. But then there's also is that what they call it now? The Summer Games Fest is just like the whole of E3.
Oh, well, because E3 died, so all the Xbox does its own showcase, PlayStation does its what's it called, State of Play, and then there's Nintendo Directs.
Yeah. So I thought that there was one, and then the Summer Games Fest, I guess, is probably more for everyone else.
Everyone else.
Yeah. So basically, in any of those, I can't imagine why any one of those, because we're expecting something from Team Cherry. Team Cherry could use one of those platforms to announce their game. I don't see why that's out of the realm of possibility. Right.
Yeah, I guess what they mean is it's not gonna be from Let, the next substantial update. It's gonna be official.
That's how I read that.
Yeah. I mean, you mentioned trailers. Honestly, man, I kind of don't want the game spoiled anymore. The biggest draw for Hollow Knight for me was just everything was like, whoa, new areas and stuff. I really hope if they make trailers, they show the exact same areas that they have so far. I don't think anyone will complain about it. I don't think anyone will complain that they didn't show new stuff in a trailer, because most people will be like, oh, release date, and that's what everyone will be talking about.
Yeah, so anybody who's actually paying attention only wants a release date. They don't necessarily want, like, I don't want the final boss even alluded to or anything.
Yeah.
I don't think they would, but Yeah, I went into Hollow Knight pretty much completely blind.
Me too.
A buddy of mine told me about the game, and I just went for it and got extremely lost.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's kind of how my channel got started. But what about you? You went into it completely blind too, you said?
I did. I found the game randomly. I was looking for games to play, and one of the Reddit comments were like, "Oh, try Hollow Knight," and then I just did.
There you go.
I remember being a little spoiled though, because I couldn't understand what the game was about, and that's when I found the Mossbag's first lore video. I clicked on it,
Yeah.
and it showed Ancient Basin, and I was like, okay, I haven't seen that area. I'm gonna close this video right now, because I don't want to spoil.
Yeah, I remember getting into the City of Tears,
Mhm.
and it felt like I was just like I thought that I must be getting close to the end of the game.
Yeah.
And then you keep playing and playing, you're like, oh my, I'm nowhere near the end of the game. Like where is the end of this thing? Like it was
I had
so
that exact
massive.
thought. I thought the end
Yeah.
goal was to reach the city and then that's it. But
Yeah.
that was the starting point more or less for your
Yeah.
exploration. That's pretty cool. But I don't know, man. Yeah, community morale. It's been pretty down lately. I can't blame people. I got so many
Yeah.
comments before Valentine's, people saying, "Oh, game's canceled. They're not making the game anymore."
Yeah, right. I think that the community is going through the different stages of what do you call it, like loss or grief or whatever.
5 stages of grief, yeah.
Yeah, first it was anger. People were angry for a while. Now we're
Yeah.
people are
Denial,
grieving.
I guess.
Yeah. Denial is in there.
Silksong doesn't exist. Yeah, it's just
Doesn't
denial.
So what's after that? I don't even know all the 5 stages.
I guess we're about to find out.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think though? What's your
So
best
I mean,
guess?
there's a lot of different people, so there's a lot of different takes. But I think that that people were genuinely angry there for a little bit. I think that that's kind of died down, and now people are just kind of like there's a lot of people who are just like, I don't care. And,
Yeah.
But they'll watch the videos of Silksong or news or whatever and be like, oh, I don't care. I don't know when this is coming out. There's a lot of people who are like, I'm so angry, I'm not even gonna play it. It's just like, you're not here watching this video about Hollow Knight Silksong and then not gonna play it. You're keeping up way more than the average person. You're lying to yourself.
I get those comments all the time like, I am not buying this game anymore. I'll probably wait for a sale, and I'm like, no, you won't. It's not possible.
Yeah, there's gonna be so much hype. Everyone's gonna be playing it. Oh my gosh, did you get to this boss?
Yeah. Oh, it's gonna be great.
So yeah, the community overall though, it's definitely more negative and more down than it has been in a very long time, and you can feel it in the comments and the whatever. People are like, yeah, I mean, I can't be excited forever, right?
Yeah.
It's hard to drive the hype train. It's hard to put the clown makeup on time and time again. I sent my clown costume to the dry cleaners. It's going to take a little bit, but it'll be ready for June. This June, I'll put it back on. I'll be ready.
I do feel kind of bad though, because all of this falls on Let so much. He I don't know if you saw, but he made a message in Discord saying that sometimes he just wants to talk to the community, but everything he says turns into news. And it's just like, we can't help it. We can't help it. It's just
it's
how
tough.
it is. But the latest thing that came from Let that was pretty interesting was he replied to a Reddit post. Someone said, oh, will Crowsworn come before Silksong? And Let's exact words were, well, something like, absolutely not. So
that's something that they've said that a lot earlier too. In fact, I think he said it in one of my interviews with him and Alex from the Mongoose Rodeo dev team that's working on Crowsworn.
right.
And they're like, there's no way. There's absolutely no way.
Yeah.
Crowsworn is gonna be a ways out. Like it's probably not till 2025. Like
I would say 6, honestly.
potentially. I mean, who knows? It's gonna be a very big game.
'Cause- Yeah.
But it plays
how
so good.
how I'd see it is I think Let's comment had less to do with Silksong and more to do with that Crowsworn got so much funding
Yes.
and that they're increasing the scope of the game so much.
Yes.
So
Mhm.
Yeah.
which is very
It
exciting.
almost gotta be like a fresh start for them, you know, like just rethinking, like, okay, we gotta expand this thing tenfold.
Yeah, of what they were originally planning to do. And I think
Yeah.
that if anyone's going to do it, this team is going to do it. I've seen what they've been putting out on Twitter. They're constantly putting out updates and different things like that. And whatchamacallit, I even got to back it high enough to add an ability into the game. So I'm very excited.
Wow.
Yes. And then
that's amazing.
and have you had a chance to play the demo?
I haven't played the demo.
Oh,
Wait, is it you can just play it?
It feels so good. No, you have to be a backer for it.
Oh, but right, and the Kickstarter's closed now, right?
Exactly, yeah.
That's
Sorry,
sad.
but it's good. I can just say it's so good.
Man, I'm jealous of the Crowsworn community. They actually get updates. It's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but they're constantly sharing like new enemies, new locations, but you can tell they're trying not to do too much beyond like the starter locations and enemies and stuff.
Sorry, speaking of which, do you think there will be another demo for Silksong? A beta or a demo or something similar?
No, I don't think so. And the reason being is if Team Cherry can't take the time to give us a update about the game, they're not going to take the time to build an entire demo. And the demo they made originally, that was at what was
Nintendo Treehouse.
Nintendo Treehouse, yeah, and that was June of, man, how many years ago was that? It was like 5 years ago.
I had 2020, right? June 2020.
19? Was it 19 or 20?
19 or 20, one of the years, yeah.
Something like that.
Oh man.
Anyways.
Wow.
And I think it might have been only I'm not sure. I feel like it might have been only the one in Australia, but I'm not 100% sure on that one. I just know Mossbag got to go play it.
Yeah.
And it sounds like that was just for gathering information and community feedback. Like that was the chance to check it out. I don't think that we're gonna get another demo. Because like what would be the point of it, right? They've gotten the information that they're going to get.
Yeah.
Now they're building the game. They don't need to build any more hype for the game.
Oh yeah.
If anything,
it's overhyped.
It would only probably serve to turn more people off than to bring more people onto the game.
I agree. Right? Yeah, Mossbag made a good point about that demo though. He said that even that demo looked like not actually part of the main game, but an area created specifically for a demo. It's like weird doors in places, and just like the whole area just felt so like short. And I agree, because that was so early on.
Exactly. Which that's probably what that was.
Yeah. Either that's all they had at that point, or that was just made for the demo.
Yeah, it was likely just made for the demo.
Yeah.
I was gonna say it's nice because then hopefully when we first play the game, it doesn't look exactly the same. It'll feel fresh.
True. I mean, you can look back at Hollow Knight trailers. The actual game looks so different than the Hollow Knight.
So different.
It's so crazy. Do you think any other game will compete directly with Silksong when it comes to release window and stuff?
Yeah, I was thinking about this, and I know that some people are like, oh, Silksong won't come out during this period because of Elden Ring DLC, or won't come out during that period because of whatever game. And I think Hollow Knight Silksong is a beast in and of itself, and I think Hollow Knight Silksong is a beast in and of itself in that whenever it does get released, there are other Metroidvania games that have to worry about it.
True.
But major titles can release fairly close together. They're not going to eat each other's lunch in that way.
Yeah.
I think that if Elden Ring and Hollow Knight Silksong came at the same time, there's some people who are going to have to choose, like, okay, I'm going to do Elden Ring first, then on Silksong second, or vice versa. But Silksong's no small title anymore. It's not like some of the new indie games that are coming out later this year that they might actually change their release window.
Absolutely. Nothing is even near the horizon that I think would challenge Silksong. But my only point that I thought of was like, obviously you don't have to convince the fan base to play it, but to draw newer people in who maybe are not familiar with the Metroidvania genre, the only thing that even comes close is they announced GTA 6 to be coming out in 2025. So I feel like GTA 6 is just such a behemoth that'll draw a lot of eyes away from any game, but I doubt we'll get GTA 6 before Silksong. Other than that,
yeah, probably not.
yeah, other than that, I feel like like you said, other Metroidvania games will have to worry about not getting cannibalized by Silksong.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Well, all that being said, what do you take a guess? What do you think? When are we getting Silksong?
Ooh, good question. So the last video that I did touching on this, man, I think I had 4 windows.
4 windows.
3 or 4. One of them already passed, obviously, was February.
Yeah.
So my next 2 big ones, I really do still think this year. So I'm still
Me too.
I'm still hopeful for June. I'm still hopeful for by June 20th-ish, give or take, whenever Summer Games Fest and all those other things happen, I will be paying attention.
Yeah.
And end of the year. And then I guess the very latest would be next February. Those are my 3. So that way I have room to fall back if I need to.
True.
What about you? What are you thinking?
I'm gonna be bold here. And say that it will come before holiday season.
Okay.
I feel like fall, like September kind of period is more likely in my eyes.
All right. Do you think that we would get an announcement for a release date in June?
Yeah, absolutely. Because I don't think they would want to announce it too far.
Yeah.
I just don't think Team Cherry works like that. So if we get an announcement in June, I doubt it'll be like, oh, coming out in December. Most, like, the farthest would be like October, maybe, but probably even before that. So I'm very hopeful for summer. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm hopeful. Yeah, a lot of people have been tying it with Switch 2, that Team Cherry's it's gonna be a launch title for Switch 2. I don't believe so. I don't know what you think about it, but I don't think so.
No, I don't think so. That would be more surprising than a release date trailer announcement. That they're
True.
waiting for Nintendo Switch 2. That just seems like it's so far out there. I mean,
it's not even been announced.
Yeah, exactly. And there's some people who are talking about the Nintendo Switch 2 coming out like fairly quickly. But then again, I think that was just some random people that I overheard talking about it, and it was just like, that doesn't make any sense.
I think it's just wild speculation.
Yeah, because they're gonna do quite a bit of marketing for a Nintendo Switch 2. Like, Zelda?
True.
Zelda Breath of the Wild? Man, how long did we hear about that game? And then they were like showing it off on a Nintendo Switch for a long time. Like,
very long time, yeah.
So
Nintendo is not about to shadow drop a console.
Oh, no.
That's just not happening. Curious quick question. Do you think we'll get 2 trailers? Because usually games do like a release date announcement trailers and then a launch trailer when the game actually is released.
Maybe. That's a good question. I'm not too sure, because I'm trying to think of what did Hollow Knight do. And I honestly wasn't paying enough attention to Hollow Knight when it was during its like Kickstarter phase. Like, I wasn't around, didn't know it was a thing. But that was a trailer. There was a release trailer, and then they did a trailer for each DLC type thing as well.
They did.
So
yeah,
I think that there's definitely a possibility of 2 trailers. Of here's the release date trailer and game ready, available now, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't think that they're gonna shadow drop.
No, that's no.
Available today. Like, no,
available now.
That would be
happening.
So massive. Like, it would end like whatever.
That would break a lot of records, I imagine.
Whatever thing was being watched, like, you couldn't download it.
Yeah. You just see a huge decline in the viewers.
That's what I'm saying.
Just like,
right?
People just leave.
And
yeah. No, but I also don't think we'll get a release date in a blog post. I think it will be a trailer.
Yeah, I really do think so too.
It's way too big. for it to not be a not be a trailer anymore.
Yeah.
Well, that's that about release date speculation. I'm guessing September, maybe July, but probably August, September.
Yeah.
Get news in the summer.
August, September.
Yeah.
That'd be nice. I hope. That'd be great. I was actually really worried. So you can tell from my background, I'm not in my normal setup. I am actually currently deployed right now. So I'm on the other side of the world.
Mm-hmm.
I'll share details like once I get home. I can't really talk about too much stuff while I'm away. But all that said, I was so worried for years. I was worried that Silksong was going to get released while I was deployed somewhere. And look at me now. No release date.
I thought
I was like, oh my gosh, I'm going to fall behind. I'm not going to be able to make content and this, that, and the other. No problems there. So, yeah.
Man, could you imagine if they released it this February while you were away?
Oh.
They were just waiting for you to be deployed.
Oh my gosh. I would have been upset. I would have figured it out. I would have made it work. Yeah. I mean, I would have just done it.
Oh, that guy's gone.
Yeah.
Drop
it. Right. So.
I do want to talk about the expectations this game has. Hollow Knight had nothing on it. Like Silksong, oh my god. That's a lot of pressure for any developer to meet that kind of... And it just gets worse the more we wait, you know?
Yeah, I can't even imagine. Like, even just making YouTube videos and just being like, oh, my next one's got to be good or whatever. Like, making an entire game that was, like, genre-defining and being like, oh, we're following that up with the sequel. Like, yeah, I feel like Hollow Knight blew up after they started making Silksong. Maybe.
That's true. I mean, 2019 February, that's when they announced it, right? Silksong? Yeah, in 2018, 2017, I mean, the game was popular, but not nearly as popular as it is now.
Yeah, it blew up after they released on Xbox Game Pass and PlayStation Plus. Like, they had a very significant spike in the player base and everything like that, and they've just had new players constantly coming in. So
one of their biggest spikes was also the Nintendo Switch release.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Because that game it's like made for the Switch. It works so well.
So good. That's how I started playing it. I didn't play until it released on the Switch. Because they knew super early on that Hornet wasn't going to fit into the world of Hollow Knight. In fact, they they created the trademark for Hollow Knight Silksong, like way early, like pretty close to when they did Hollow Knight. So they knew that it was going to be a standalone thing that was going to be separate. So does that mean that they started making Silksong like immediately after? I mean, they probably weren't doing it at the same time, but I mean, I think that shortly after Hollow Knight was made, or maybe they did it as like a side project type thing. I'm sure, yeah,
because I imagine they would be more focused on the DLC while like just working on Silksong in the very, very background. Because when was the last DLC for Hollow Knight that came out? So August 23rd, 2018, that's when Godmaster came out. So I feel like they would be too busy on that Hollow Knight DLC to focus too much on Silksong back then. So, true. I mean, that brings up to a good point. Did they announce it too soon? What do you think? I think they did.
I'm going to say no. They
really?
Didn't announce it too soon. And the reason being is that Hornet was a Kickstarter backer, that character that was supposed to be in Hollow Knight. That was originally how this was all supposed to go down. But then they figured out that Hornet wasn't going to fit in Hollow Knight. She was too fast. Her movement was too different. It was hard to fit her storyline in there as well. Like, once you're playing as Hornet, maybe, I don't know. I'm making stuff up on that point. But it just wasn't going to work. It wasn't going to fit. That's fact. So they knew that they were going to make a second game. Maybe they didn't know how long it was going to take, but could you imagine if they just didn't deliver Hornet for this long? All the backers would be like, WTF, like, we hit a stretch goal. Where is it? Why didn't you add it? Hey, look, modders can add Hornet in. Why haven't you added Hornet in? there would have been a lot of questions and concerns if they weren't delivering. So they needed to tell their backers, hey, sorry we haven't delivered on the thing we told you we we're going to deliver on, but we're going to do this other thing. So they couldn't just tell the backers because then it would leak the information.
True.
So they did the entire trailer. They showed off what they had to announce that, hey, we are making a second game. So they were just controlling the narrative of that situation, because I think they're kind of in a lose-lose. If they didn't say anything ever until the game was ready, and everyone was just surprised 7 years later that, oh, there's Hollow Knight Silksong, like, cool, but then the backers would have been pissed this whole time.
Right. And to play devil's advocate for them too, I don't think even they thought it would take as long as it has taken, right? Because Let's did say at one point that they just keep adding content. They come up with ideas and they add it, you know? Which is honestly really, really cool and exciting.
Yes. So yeah, I think I remember him saying something like he'd be talking to them on like a weekly basis, and you go to check in with them and they'd be like, wait, you haven't figured that out yet? Or, you're adding more stuff. It's just like,
here's 5 more new features. They also they said it in their video that they made on their YouTube channel in 2019 that they played around with a lot of ideas, like maybe Hornet being a separate playable character in Hollow Knight that you have to like select from the menu screen or something like that, but it just didn't work.
Yeah, exactly. So what do you think? You think they announced too early?
I don't think they announced too early. I think the demo was the wrong play, not the announcement. Because when a demo comes off, demo sets such an unrealistic expectations for people, because if there's a demo out, you immediately assume, oh, it's close to being done. And the demo was in 2019. So I feel like the demo either should have been like a bit later, because I feel like it's since the demo came out, the whole hype of like, oh, when is Silksong coming out really blew up. At least that's how I see it.
Definitely. Yeah, between that and then also like the trailer, I think at first the trailer like we're blinded by sheer hope and copium, I don't know what you want to call it, but just excitement. We were blinded by sheer excitement, right? Yeah. It looked like, oh my gosh, this game's gonna release soon. But then you look at it again and you notice that there's some little particular things that are off.
A lot of things, if you really break it down, yeah.
And so I think that at first nobody really noticed those little things, and then it was just like, oh, it's not polished, it's not ready, but it looks great, it looks so good. You're like, how could this not be ready?
Yeah, honestly, if you look at that original trailer, it looks like, wow, the game is huge. So many areas and bosses they're showing, like, how could it not be ready? And then follow that up with a demo, like, and then follow that up with radio silence for so long. So
I know.
Yeah. that's the recipe for disappointment.
Yeah, it felt like we had more communication there for a little bit in the beginning with the between riddles, the trailer and then the demo. The riddles, exactly. Yeah. Little things like that, and then it went to nothing, and so kind of a bummer.
We got the beautiful Xbox trailer with a release window, and then it went to nothing again.
so there was something, at least, I don't know, at least once a year or something. Like, I don't know. Hopefully we'll get that sweet good news sooner rather than later.
I asked people what they're concerned about when it comes to Silksong, and so many people are like, it's not gonna live up to the hype, and it's like a weird situation because you can't really blame anyone for this, because some people just have such unrealistic expectations for Silksong. For me, it's just like, as long as it's even as good as Hollow Knight, that's a lot, you know? I mean, Hollow Knight is amazing.
Yeah. I think that no matter what, there's going to be people who are upset with however the game turns out. Some people, like, if the game is more difficult, there's going to be some people who are happy about it because that's what they want. They want a more difficult version of Hollow Knight. They already went through Godmaster. They've been doing the highest level difficulty stuff for so long, doing it over and over and over again, and they're ready for a new challenge. and they don't want the same challenge. They want something new and different and harder. And then you're going to have the flip side of people who are like, Hollow Knight was already too hard as it was, so something more difficult is worse. So no matter which way they swing with the difficulty, if it's a little bit less difficult, again, all the people who are want to claim to be like hardcore fans or whatever, just people who are doing God Home over and over and over again and doing it hitless, and or like they're going to be upset. They're going to be like, I've been practicing for so long. And it's just like, well, I think that they're going to have to make a game that's for the masses. And so I mean, ideally it's roughly the same, but nothing's ever the same. It's going to be different one way or another, which is going to make people upset one way or another.
I feel like people who are more in the Radiant Hall of Gods boat are going to be more happy, because Team Cherry did say they're working on improving enemy AI, smarter enemies, even enemies who do double damage in the very early areas of the game. And Silksong just looks like such a faster paced game than Hollow Knight. I think it'll be more difficult, to be honest with you. That coupled with Hornet will just feel so different from the Knight to control. Yeah, it seems like it's going to be faster paced, like you said, and I think they even said it was going to be more combat focused as opposed to being a platformer. Yeah, they said that in the Edge magazine. I'm a little bit bummed on. I'm sad. Me too. I really did like the Path of Pain. I liked Path of Pain, White Palace. Optional. I mean, White Palace. There's some people who are upset that White Palace is too difficult, and like, okay, I get it. It's hard, but you can do it. One thing people are expecting, though, that I feel like is just lost cause. A lot of people surprisingly want the Knight as a playable character in Silksong, but I feel like it also works the other way. If Hornet was too big for Halonest, I feel like the Knight will be too small for Farloom with the Knight's too movement. Small, too slow. I mean, I'm sure it'll be easy enough for modders to put the little Knight in. That's definitely getting modded. Yeah. Modders? Huh? Yep, maybe. I feel like that's the most obvious mod to make. So, we'll see. I hope so. That would be really cool. Yeah.